Well, you ever come across one of those products and it's so innovative, yet so simple, that you kind of think to yourself, why the heck didn't I think of that? This would definitely be one of those products, and that is the Precision Bore Guide. Let's get this going. So just to get a few things out of the way here, I did not pay for this. This was sent to me for free for T&E purposes. But I seen this, I think it was on Instagram, and I'm like, man, that is so innovative yet so simple. I mean, why didn't I think of that? And for years I've been using the Timpton bore guide, and it works great, and I've been using it up to this point, and I probably will still continue to use it for other rifles that I don't think that this is particularly going to work for. I'm about to go over that here in a little bit. But why have this when you can have the actual casing that your rifle is chambered for and seals off like a glove? And it's so simple where you just loosen up what I call the front collar here. There's an Allen set screw here. You can adjust this forward and backwards, and you can adjust the amount of tension so that this fits just perfect for your rifle's action. And they sell multiple casings here. This is in 308 for my Tikka T3X CTR. And then I also had them send me one in 6.5 Creedmoor. I'm about to show that here in a little bit, at least for my Ruger Precision rifle. And at least right now, at least the way they have it designed, I don't think this is going to actually work that well for my Ruger Precision rifle. But for my Tikka and other rifles, like they mentioned on their website, like I'm going to go right here in a little bit, rifles such as a Remington or Weatherby or Winchester, if you got a bolt action, this is going to be perfect for you. Now, that being said, I did contact them to see if they have any alternatives for ARs. Right now, they do not. I've been using this AR bore guide, and obviously this is designed specifically for an AR-15. It fits like a glove. The tip of it's got a little rubber grommet here, seals off just perfect. So I'm curious to see what they come up for in the AR world. But at least for bolt actions, I don't think you can ask for anything better than the actual casing that your chamber is designed for. So just to skim over their website here quick, which is precisionboreguide.com. As I was mentioning earlier, and they kind of mentioned this right on their website. Where is it? We designed this bore guide to fit most bolt action rifles. It currently fits Remington, Weatherby, and Winchester actions, along with other actions based off these platforms. And, like I was mentioning earlier, I'm about to show you here in a little bit, it's just not going to work that great, obviously, with my Ruger Precision rifle. It does work with my Tikka with a little bit of an exception. But just to show you here, at least on the top part of their website, they have the large precision bore guide and the small precision bore guide. And I at least talked to Coulter here, and he says right now they're currently sold out of the small. They do have a note here. The Precision Bore Guide is for small bolt face of .384. It will work for calibers of .264 or smaller, and also need to fit the .384 bolt face. This guide was designed for 17 Remington, 204 Ruger, 223, 5.56, etc. But at least for the large Precision Bore Guide, they do have this currently in stock. And they're making a note here that the Precision Bore Guide is for a large Magnum bolt face, just as long as it's 308 caliber or smaller. This will handle a wide range of calibers from 243 to 308. Some examples for cartridges would be 243, 6BR, 6XC, 6mm Creedmoor, 2506, 257 Robert, 65 Creedmoor, 65 PRC, 260 Winchester, 26 Nosler, 270 Winchester, 280 Ackley, 7mm Winchester Magnum, 28 Nosler, and 300 Winchester Magnum. They're also saying please allow 7 to 10 days for processing. And they're also saying here if you have a Wildcat cartridge, they have a custom order form here. Also at the top here, they have a threaded brass for the Precision Bore Guide, and they show a really wide range of casings here. They're already, tapped and for 308, 300 Magnum, blah, 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 all the way down the line. And just kind of skim over these, just give you an idea of what flavors they have in stock. But yeah, I mean, the fact that you can actually get a bore guide that's designed around your rifle's chamber is the way to go. Now, before I show you my Tikka, let me screw on this 6.5 Creedmoor and show you how this fits. Now, at least with the Ruger Precision Rifle, you can actually see the diameter of the bolt is just way bigger than these collars that are on the bore guide. I mean, it does fit, and I tested it out, and obviously the casing goes into the chamber and it locks down, but there's just too much slop, too much play here, at least for my taste. You know, maybe as an option, and I don't know if they're considering this, but they could potentially sell different diameter collars here, at least for the front and the back. I think it's something that you could just easily slip these off, slide a different diameter collar on. Just throwing that out as an option for a precision bore guide. There's thousands and thousands of these Ruger precision rifles that might be a good option for you guys. But if you have a Remington, Weatherby, or Winchester, this is going to be the bore guide for you. I just don't see it happen right now, at least for the Ruger precision rifle. Now, at least with my Tikka here, you can notice, at least with the safety, you can notice this little part right here as I turn the safety on and off. You know, if it's in the backwards position here, I cannot slide the bore guide in, and especially when the bore guide is in, I cannot slide it out. It has to be with the safety off in order to do so. Now, at least with the Tikka bolt here, you can see the diameter of the collar is absolutely perfect, and it actually slides in really nice. And I got this set at least on the front tension here, so when this goes home, it's got a nice amount of tension. Now, but the only problem is, at least with my Tikka here, is it doesn't want to lock down into place. About the only thing that's really keeping this in place is the safety itself, which I guess I'm fine and all, but remember, I cannot pull this out because that part of the safety is activated. I cannot physically pull this out unless I turn the safety off, and then I can pull this out. I guess it's really not a big deal. I'm actually using the safety to hold the bore guide in place. I guess it is what it is, at least for a Tikka. Though, one of my only other concerns, at least with using this bore guide, is by using the actual casing that the chamber is designed for, is trim lengths of the modified case in comparison to the trim length of your actual reloads and carbon rings. You know, carbon rings can be really bad. In order to make sure that that is cleaned, I would think that the modified case trim length would have to be less than the trim length of your reloads. As a matter of fact, when I got this 308 modified case from Precision Bore Guide, it actually was about 20 thousandths, almost pushed 25 thousandths under minimum trim length. Let's place a picture from the Hornady book here. And I believe the modified case was 1.979, 1.980. So it was about 25 thousandths of an inch under minimum trim length. But then I thought about it. I think it might actually be beneficial to make sure that the brush has the ability to clean out that carbon ring and make sure it doesn't develop into a situation. But with that being said, let me patch you in here to my bore guide, at least give you an idea of what I'm talking about. So let me start this recording. And as we enter the muzzle here, you'll see the crown. So the crown of this Tikka, it looks absolutely perfect. A little bit of a copper fouling there, but let me run this all the way down to that modified case. Show you at least what I'm talking about. So here's the end of the modified case and the end of the chamber. So you see up here is the rifling's lands, and then the free bore area, and then the end of the chamber here. So you can see there's quite a huge gap there. Like I said, this modified case is well under minimum trim length of 2.005. This is 1.979, I believe. But like I said, I think this is actually probably going to end up being a beneficial thing to do to make sure that that carbon ring doesn't develop. I actually had to put a little bit more of a chamfer on this modified case too, just to make sure that it wouldn't hit or impede my brass jag as it goes in and out. One thing that I did notice is there was a little bit of a chamfer at the end of this bore guide, but I ended up putting a little bit more of a chamfer, you can see here, and I'll splice in a picture before, and I'll splice in a picture after. You can see the difference of that chamfer, and that at least for me, helped out a lot in regards to how smooth it was for me to push and pull that brass jack through this bore guide. But other than that, let me pull the end of this scope off. So at least I got the side-facing mirror off, so you get more of a head-on view. You get a really good solid idea what this looks like from the inside. So you're seeing straight down the barrel here. So as you're coming up, here's the start of the lands, the start of the chamber here, so you can see, just to give you an idea, a feel of what this looks like. So like I said, why use a bore guide with a loose plastic tip? We can actually use a bore guide with a brass casing that's actually designed for your rifle's chamber. Well, I'll definitely say this isn't the end all of all bore guides. I think it really has the potential to. I think if I was to give any input, I'd probably make that tube maybe extra 3 inches longer. Maybe give an opportunity for different diameter collars here. For example, like the Ruger Precision Rifle. There's a lot of Ruger Precision Rifles out there that need bore guides, and that might be an option. But unless that tube's about 3 inches longer and those collars aren't exact same diameter as the bolt, I just don't see it happening. But if it comes to Remingtons, Weatherbys, or Winchesters, or maybe even like a Tikka like mine, like I just showed you in this video, this really is the ultimate bore guide. I mean, why play around with loose fitting plastic tips when you can actually play around the casing that your rifle's chamber is designed for? Well, I hope you got something out of this video, and if you did scratch my back, it'll continue to scratch yours with these amazing videos by now. You subscribe, like, and share. But jump on my Facebook page, Instagram, and hit that like button. I will see you guys in the next video.